Hello boys and girls, and welcome along to Cairn Cabin in County Cavan in Ireland, and my name is Margaret McKenna. Now today we're going to do a little baby turtle. This was suggested to me by, I think it might have been Kate, and I'm only too happy to do it because I think it gives an opportunity to do a nice little background scene as well as having the little turtle in the foreground. That's the first thing I thought of when I was a little baby turtle. I thought of those nature programs, and it has all these little baby turtles sort of running to the sea. So I thought it'd be lovely to have him. Here he is, running along, trying to get to the sea. So it's a nice easy one to do. A little bit of drawing, not an awful lot of drawing, but it's a nice lot of painting too, which is quite a bit of fun to do. So I know we've done sunsets before, or sunrises, whichever you want it to be. It could be the sunrise or the sunset. So the first thing I'm going to say is get your pencil and use it nice and light, as I always do. So don't hold it too hard, because then it's really hard to rub out some of the lines which we might need at the end. But so I'll tell you which lines you can do a little heavier and a little lines which you can do a little lighter. So the first thing we're going to do is draw the line for the sea. Okay, so we've got a line going across here like this. And there we go, like that. Okay, so there we go. Now that's the sea line, just straight across the page. It's a little above halfway. And then we do another little light line around across here. And this is where the sand is there, like that. I'll make this a bit heavier so you can see it better. There we go. And now what we have to do is to draw the little turtle. So it's quite an easy little shape to draw this. So we're going to start with kind of like an egg shape, really. We do a lot of egg shapes, so we do. Now, here we go. And it's just like a kind of a pointy, kind of an egg shape like that. It's a bit of a funny kind of an egg shape. There we go. Something like that. Little point here. And then we're going to bring down another line on it, just near the bottom of it. Like that. Now those lines, this line can be kind of heavier than that one. We'll keep this one a bit light because we'll sort of rub out some of that as well, okay, in a minute. Hi Terry, hi Noel. Oh yes, before I go on, if you have any suggestions, remember this is our little suggestion jar here. And don't forget, if you have anything you'd like me to draw or to paint for you that you can join in, give it to me and I'll put it in the jar before the lesson. I'll pick out a new one at the end of the lesson anyway. Okay, so now we're going to have his little legs. So we have a little flippery little thing like this. And just like a little shape like that. You can see it there. And then we do another little one at the back, and it kind of comes into a little point like that sort of shape there. See? Now we can rub out some of those lines. We'll do that now with this stage here. So we'll rub out this little line in here, because you don't need this line, that's just there. And we don't need that line there. Now it's hard for me to rub it out because mine is much darker than you'll have done it, much brighter than me. Okay, there we go. And then we put a little head on him like this. And again, it's like another little egg, kind of a little pointy bit on, it's kind of more pointed at the front. Like that. And do a nice big eye in him to make him look nice and cute. Little black bit in the middle. And a little smiley face. Now I'm not actually going to, well, you could put in the lines now, but I think we'll leave it till later on and I'll show you what to do to make it look, to give it the look of the designs on his shell. So we're going to go straight into the painting. And the first thing I'm going to do is, oh yeah, we might draw the sun, but do this really lightly. Do a really light sun up here like this. Look, I'm going to do it heavy so you can see it, but you do it nice and light, okay? And I'll rub it down a little bit. See where I have it there? Now I'll rub that down a little bit because I don't want to even, in my drawing, I don't want to have it there too high. Just let you see where I'm putting it, okay? So just have a little light line of the sun there. Just very light, okay. Now we're going to go for our colours. So get a decent sized brush, sort of big enough brush. I'll just use this size brush here, it'll be fine. I'm using a bigger page today. I usually use a smaller page, but that's fine. Now, okay, so I'm going to start with the light yellowy colour. So I'm going to get the yellow here. I have a nice yellow. And I'm going to start bringing the yellow across over just to where the sun is. Like that. I'm going to come up to about just above the sun. We're just going to come up a bit above the sun like that. Again, as I say, you won't have the big line here like I have mine lined so you can see it, but just be much lighter. So you won't have to see a line. And don't forget, you can always look back at these videos if you don't catch up with it at the time. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to bring some white into it. I know we've done some of this before, but some of you wouldn't have been doing it with them. And just to go through it again, we'll get some white. There's little bits of blue coming in there because that's just because it's a bit on my palette I'm using. That's fine. Just see there, just a bit of whitey blue. There we go. Bring that, and you can bring that down into that a little bit. Just let it melt into it like that. Look, see? Bring it backwards and forwards. See the white? So you got the yellow and then the white. That's a little bit of blue going through it. That's because there was a bit of blue on the brush. But you can use the white, it'll be fine. So we're going to bring the blue into it in a minute. Now, before I go up there, I'm going to wash my brush. I'll give my brush a good, nice little wash. I have my little thing for wiping it over here. Now, and then I'm going to just mix a little bit of my red with my yellow. So I get an orangey colour. So yellow and red make orange, as you know. And we're going to drag that across here like that. Look, just little bits of drag. You can even have a little bit tipping on the sun, that's fine. Just like that. A few little bits. It gives it look like almost like orangey clouds, look. Just like that there. And then we're going to wash our brush. I always wash our brush really well, because if you have any yellow on your brush, it'll go and it brings in, and you get blue, it'll turn green straight away. You don't want green sky. Although sometimes you do see a kind of, it's called turquoise, like a kind of a yellow and a kind of slightly turquoisey look, the greeny blue in the sky at night time or in the evening time. Okay, so now we're going to get a light blue along here. See on top of, so we've got yellow and then we've got the whitey colour. And now we're going to get a light blue. If you don't have a light blue, just mix a bit of white into your blue. If you have a dark blue, I've got the two colours here. I've got a light blue and I've got a dark blue. So I'm very lucky at the minute because I've got more paint, because I've got some more paint lately. So, but if you have only a dark blue, that's fine. And if you only have a light blue, just make the light blue really stronger at the top. So what you do, if you've only got a light blue, mix some white into it at this part, and then make it just pure light blue on the top. Okay, so you end up getting making it look darker at the top. So if you have only dark blue, add white, and even if you've only light blue, add white in here. And then now we're going to mix the darker blue. So I'm going to get the darker blue. I'm mixing a bit of the two colours together, and I'm actually going to start at the top this time, really, because we're going to get really dark blue at the top, like that. Okay, bringing it across here. Just make sure, this dark blue paint is a thicker kind of paint. For some reason, it's more of a gouache paint. It's called a gouache paint. Now I'm going to bring that across at that, and now I'm going to dip more, and I'm going to bring in my light blue into it. Look, and see, look, you get them mixed together. Now you see like that, and you just drag it across. So you don't have anything on my brush. Look, I'm just letting the paint drag itself. Look, I mean, it might look hard, but it's actually quite nice. A nice way to learn how to do skies, even for adults. Even it doesn't necessarily for kids. It's sort of really how I do a sky generally. If I was something like this, just a little more detail in it. Okay, so you see the way it's melting down into it? So you've got dark, then you've got light blue, then you've got white, then you've got yellow. So it's kind of a big load of colours all on top of each other. Now we're going to go into the sea. So we're going to come back and I'm going to start it again. I'm going to wash my brush. Okay, remember to wash your brush. Get a little bit of your yellow. Don't forget, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I mightn't see them just yet, but I'll see them afterwards. Now, do you see this bit in the middle? I'm going to leave a little white space in the middle. So I'm going to bring my yellow bits coming across. Just a few streaks of them like this, look. And I'm going to leave a space actually. You know what? I might mark this with a pencil just so you can see it. Now you don't have to, if you do it with a pencil, do it really light. Now do this bit really light. There's a bit, I want you to see it though, what I'm doing. I'm going to draw a line along here like that. See, it's above this line. See it above line? And I might even do another little line up here. Now you don't do this really light, okay? Really, really light. I'm only doing it so you can see where it is, okay? See where I'm doing it? And that's because I want to leave that white, so I'm marking it. But do it really, really light, okay? Don't do it heavy like me. That's just, I want you to see where I'm doing it. Now, get your little bits of yellow here, each side of the sun. So keep it nice and white in where the sun is. You do the odd little bit streak going across like that, look, but more there like that. And then we're going even a little bit there, and now we're going to get our blue, and I'm going to get, you can do a mixture of the blue or the dark blue, the light blue or the dark blue. You can do a bit of the two of them actually. You can dip from one to the other. Remember we used to do that when we did the brush, when we do the trees, and we're bringing it all in like that, and we're keeping that space. See, look, see that space is going to stay there. Look, now we're going to bring it in like that, and then we're going to bring it in like that. See, so bringing it in like that as well. Look. We'll bring a few of them in there like that. And a few flicky bits across in like that. And we're going to do the same under in here. We can add a bit. Now, what I do want to do is I want to get a really dark, you know the dark blue? I'm going to put a darkish blue line under this bit. Because it's almost like the wave, bit of the wave, kind of the shadow under the wave. See, like that. And then we're going to get a bit of a light blue and bring it underneath. Now you see there won't be that line on yours the way I have it, because I have it so that you can see it. So now it makes it look like there's a bit of a wave there. And now we're going to do the colour for the sand. So what do I mix for the sand? Well, I mix a little bit of my brown, my yellow and my white together. So we kind of get a kind of a pale browny, sort of yellowy sort of colour. And each time you mix it, it can be slightly different, which is even better. And you can let it go into the sea a little bit. Because often you get that mix with the sea when the sea goes over the sand. And you see it, and you go right up to this little fella here, like that. And sometimes I do see that it's gone a bit yellower there, and it's a bit browner there, and that doesn't matter at all. So I bring it, it's a bit of brown, and a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of white. I say, don't forget, you can catch up with this at any time at all. So I bring it right across here like that. And see, I'm just doing little baby strokes. See that I'm doing little baby strokes? It makes it look like it's a little, sort of like a surface on the ground, kind of like just going to it in here, little flicky bits there, up here, in there. There we go. Little more. Just mix it up as I go along, and that's why I don't mind if it's a little different color each time, a little bit, because you get all the different colors in the sand, which is what you do when you're out there. It doesn't always look exactly the same color the whole way across. More, even see little bits of blue going into it there because my brush wasn't totally clean, which is fine. That makes it look even better. All the way down here, all the way across here, and over here. We'll just fill us all up with this kind of shade. So it's yellow and brown and white together. And little baby strokes, and we go right over here. And now I'm going to get a bit of my brown on its own. I'm just going to bring it down under his feet. See, like that. I have this fella's a little further down, the other lad. And see the way I'm bringing it over? Well, I should show you better on this one. Because see, if you have it, depends on where you have them on the page. See the way if I left that gap? But see the way there's a space there and a space there? Keep a little space there. And it makes it look like there's a shadow coming from each foot. And that's like the shadow of his head here on the ground, you see? So it makes it look like he's standing on the ground. And now I'm going to make a colour for him. So all I did for him was I made our grey colour, and I think we've made this before, this grey colour. And what I do is I mix a little bit of my blue. So I'm going to mix my dark blue and white. And I'm going to add a little bit of brown into that. And when you do mix the three colours together, so it's the dark blue and the dark brown and the white, you make a grey colour, you see, like that. And then at first I'm just going to colour him all his top bit in grey, like that. All over here, like that, like that, like that. And we're going to do a little bit on his little head, like that, and on his little legs. On his little leg here. Now I'm going to get a slightly darker colour grey, so I'm going to make less white in it. So I just use my blue and my brown with less white, just a little tiny bit of white this time, not much white. Don't put too much on the brush. Never put too much on the brush. And see the way I hold my brush? I don't hold it down here. Always hold your brush up high. It's much better. And then you just look. And down this side we make it. So it makes it look like there's a shadow. Because the sun is over there. So this side is going to be much more shadowed. See, like that. Look. And I'm not putting too much on my brush. That's the other thing. There's very little on my brush. A little bit under on this side of his face, on the bottom part of his face. A little bit on his leg. We'll just go down that side, so we pretend that you can see a little bit of a shine there. It just makes it look, and the same on this side. So we come on the left side of that leg there, like that. So get a little bit of light. I guess it could be a little bit light catching him. And I'm just going to bring a little bit of white then across the top on him like that, like. Just a little bit, not too much. I don't want too much. Just like a little extra shine on him. There, like that. Put it in his head as well. And that's nearly all now. And what I want to do now is we're going to start to get our pencil. So I'm going to put in a couple of birds in the sky. Oh, I know what I might do. I might put a few little flickers of white coming from the sun. You can hardly barely see it, but it does actually make a difference. So just little rays from the sun. It's just kind of nice. It'll give it a little. I say you won't have the lines coming out, or this big line, because mine is there, so you can see it just where I put it. There's a few little flickers of light, and let it coming out all around the sun like that. You don't have to have a lot, just gives it a little lightness to it. And then we're going to do our birds. So our birds are really easy to do. All you do is like that and like that, and you can do them at different angles. Don't make them too like that. Don't make them too roundy. Just very light. And you can put one smaller one, like it's in the distance, like it's further away. You can put as many as you want. And then I put a few little bits on the ground like that, a bit like birds, except maybe just 3 of them together like that. And it makes it look like this sort of little bumpy bits on the ground. It makes it look, excuse me, like there's little stones or something like that. So just little bits like that going across. Look, there we go. You can do as many as you want or as little as you want. Now, I'm going to colour in his little eye. I'm going to use the black there like that. And what I'm going to do is get a small little brush now. So I can find me a little brush. Here's a little enough brush. Just give it a dry wash here, or dry, I mean. And I'm going to put a little dot of white in his eye. Because I always think this looks nice. You put a little dot, it looks there. There we go, little dot. You see there, he comes to life. He's nice. He has a little life to him now. Now we're going to go around this. I want to show you how to do the design on his shell. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to go around like that. Okay. I'm going to go around nice and definite. I'm going to go around his head. Now you might have to wait till this dries. I'm doing it now when it's a bit wet, which isn't that easy to do, but you can wait till it dries. You'll just know. You can come back and look at it, and a little smiley face on him. And we have one leg, and we do his other leg. And we go under his belly. Oh, going off there a bit. And then we're going to put the little lines going around his belly like that, the under bit. We can put a little curve on them, see, like little curve. Now, this bit, what I did was I just did a whole lot of U shapes. Now, go like, and keep them kind of the same size. So go 1, 2, be fairly wide. Don't make them too narrow. 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, and then you come. They have a lovely design on their shells, and it is very like this actually, and it's like then 1. So they go in between the other ones. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it gives them. See, it gives them that. There's something like that kind of a shape. You could do another little one there, maybe if you want. And that's himself, and that's really it. That was quite a nice little easy one really to do. So I hope he gets to sea, because the little turtles are all running to the sea, and they do usually seem to do it. I haven't seen them on the nature programs going in the evening time, so, or there might be some morning time. Anyway, the sun is down low in the sky, so I can't remember now which it is. So there we go. So that's our little turtles, and now all that remains is to choose another one. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'll read them in the comments afterwards. So here we go. And you can put in your work up on the Children's Art Group page. Brilliant. And share the video as much as you can. Okay, so here goes. There's a jar. I'm not looking at what's in it. I haven't a clue what I'm going to pick out. One of your suggestions anyway. And here we go. What I have is, it's a forest with flowers. Well, this is a big difference. Thanks, Terry. I know look like I'm using my left hand again, because I had to lend my laptop to one of them. He needed the laptop, so I'm on the phone again, Shauna's phone. So here we go. Forest with flowers for Thursday, and so there we go. And so see you again. And if there's any suggestions, please let me know, and I'll put them in the lesson or in the jar for next time. And thanks again, and see you again. Bye bye.